Pastor Julian here with Central's Devotion for today. I hope you're doing well. So, I am a big fan of figs. I don't know if you enjoy eating figs. I like figs. The only problem is I've only gotten to try the dehydrated figs, the figs that have been shriveled up and have the goo inside with little balls. And eat figs that way. I've never gotten to eat a fresh fig in my entire life. And I see pictures and videos of other people eating fresh figs, and I think, man, what must they taste like? I even had a conversation with a distant cousin recently who has fig trees in his backyard and grows figs, and he's like, man, they're so delicious and they're extremely plentiful this year. There's so many of them. You have to eat them before they once you cut them and bring them in, you have to eat them within the first couple of days or else they go bad. I just wonder what a fresh fig must taste like. Delicious. You know, Jesus talks about spiritual fruit, and in the Gospel of Mark and of Matthew, there's a scene following the triumphant entry where he's with his disciples and they walk past a fig tree. And the fig tree has no fruit. It's just leaves. And Jesus sees this and he brings the disciples' attention to it. And then he curses the tree for not bearing any fruit. And the tree withers and dies right there on the spot. It's this incredible miracle that happens that the disciples are wowed by. But we see the reason is that the tree did not bear any fruit. It has no fruit on it. This brings me to Galatians. Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 to 23, which many of you might know right off the bat as I say that, but this is where the fruits of the Spirit are listed. Now, there are fruits of your ministry, that your ministry bears fruit. There's also spiritual fruit, the fruits that you bear and demonstrate in your personal life, and that's what these fruits of the Spirit are. Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 to 23, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law. These are in contrary to the fruit, to the not the fruits, but the works of the flesh. But when you see the fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. We shouldn't expect those who are not followers of Jesus to bear and demonstrate these fruits. If they do demonstrate some of these fruits, then it's not necessarily a fruit of the Spirit, but it just means that these people might be predisposed to this kind of behavior based on their upbringing, based on maybe some of their values. But we see most of the time in the world, these fruits are not on display because these are fruits of the Spirit. If you are a follower of Jesus and you are filled with the Holy Spirit and you live by the Spirit and not by the flesh, these fruits are what you will display. And it's extremely important if you are a believer to be self-aware. Am I demonstrating in how I interact with other people and interact with the world the fruits of the Spirit? Does love come from me? Does joy come from me? Does peace come from me? Does patience come from me? Does kindness come from me? Does goodness and faithfulness and gentleness come from me? Am I self-controlled? We need to consider these things as believers. And these are fruits that should definitely be on display in the church. No matter who you're interacting with from the world or from the body of believers, we need to be engaged in demonstrating and living out the fruits of the Spirit among one another. And that when people from the world come into the church, that they see the fruits of the Spirit in our people. Whether that's construction workers or contractors that are coming to work on our renovation in our church building, whether it's somebody who's renting out our community center, or the mailman, or just a neighbor stopping by for information, we should always have the fruits of the Spirit displayed to them. And I think especially too of visitors that walk into our church. We want them to see that we are followers of Jesus and that the Spirit is within us and active within our church. Now, you might not attend Central, but it might be that whatever church it is that you attend, make sure that the fruits of the Spirit are coming forth from you. God bless you and have a great day.